The Roman Empire, at its peak, was so large you could fit modern-day Europe within its borders. Ruling over an estimated 70 million people, the Roman Empire once spanned 3 continents. That's nearly a fifth of the world's population at that time. This sprawling empire, at its zenith, was larger than the entire continent of Europe as we know it today. Its vast territories extended from the Atlantic Ocean to the Euphrates River in the east, from the Sahara Desert in the south to the Scottish border in the north. The Roman Empire was a testament to human ambition and ingenuity. Let's journey back in time to the fascinating history of this incredible civilization. Rome wasn't built in a day, and it certainly wasn't founded by ordinary men. Going back to 753 years before Christ, the city's origins are quite interesting. Shrouded in legend, the story leads us to the twin brothers, Romulus and Remus. The two of them were born as royals, but abandoned at birth. A she-wolf took the infants under her care and nurtured them till they were found by a shepherd.
Holy moly!
The twins grew up with a strong sense of justice and a desire to establish a city of their own.
Blah, blah.
The brothers argued over the location, resulting in a deadly conflict that saw Romulus slay Remus. Romulus then went on to establish Rome, naming it in his honor. Thus began the story of one of the most powerful empires in history. Contrary to common belief, Rome was not always an empire. It started as a small republic. The city, located on the banks of the River Tiber, began as a settlement and gradually evolved into a metropolis. It was a burgeoning city-state with a new and exciting form of government. The Senate was the heart of the Roman Republic, a council of elders that were chosen for their wisdom and experience. They were not elected, but appointed for life. The Senate was the Republic's advisory body, providing counsel to the city's leaders on matters of state. But the Senate was not the only power in town. The Republic was a complex system of checks and balances, with 2 consuls, sort of like co-presidents, which were elected by an assembly of citizens. These consuls held the highest political office, and their role was to govern Rome and command its armies. But their power was limited to a single year, and they could veto each other's decisions. This was a way to avoid the concentration of power. Citizens were the beating heart of the Republic. They voted to elect consuls and magistrates. They could also vote on laws proposed by these magistrates. Citizens' assemblies were frequent. They were an essential part of the Republic's democratic process. Only male citizens could vote, and the voting system was heavily skewed in favor of the wealthy. The Roman Republic was far from a modern democracy, but it was a significant step towards it. But the Republic was not to last, and soon a new form of government would take its place. As the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The Roman Republic was no exception. But that is a story for another time. From the ashes of the Republic rose the Roman Empire. The transition from Republic to Empire was not a swift one. It was a process marked by civil wars, political intrigue, and a shifting balance of power. In the year 27 before the Common Era, the dust finally settled, and a new power structure emerged. The Republic, with its senators and consuls, was no more. In its place stood an empire with a single man at its helm, the Emperor. The first to don this title, though he preferred princeps, or first citizen, was a man named Augustus. Born as Gaius Octavius, he was the grandnephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. After Caesar's assassination, a power struggle ensued, culminating in the Battle of Actium, where Octavius emerged victorious. Taking the name Augustus, meaning revered one, he ushered in a new age, known as the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. Under Augustus's rule, the empire experienced a period of peace and prosperity. He implemented reforms in every area of Roman life, from the military to the infrastructure, from the economy to the legal system. His rule brought stability, and with it, the opportunity for expansion. The empire stretched its arms far and wide, reaching across 3 continents: Europe, Africa, and Asia. It incorporated diverse cultures and peoples, from the sun-kissed lands of Egypt to the misty realms of Britannia. Augustus's successors continued this trend, pushing the boundaries of the empire even further. Yet the empire was not just about territorial acquisition. It was a complex entity, with many different cultures, new languages, and an assortment of traditions. It was a beacon of civilization, a hub of trade and innovation, a powerhouse of military might. Its influence can still be felt today in our laws, our languages, and our cities. The empire would continue to grow, becoming one of the largest in history. The Roman Empire, born from the ashes of the Republic, would leave an indelible mark on the annals of time. Its legacy continues to shape the world as we know it. The story of Rome is not just a tale of an empire, it's the story of civilization itself. All great things must come to an end, and the Roman Empire was no exception. In the 5th century AD, the Roman Empire, once a beacon of strength and prosperity, began to crumble. It was a time of turmoil and change, a period marked by a series of contributing factors that led to its downfall. Firstly, let's consider the economic issues that plagued the empire. The Roman economy was heavily reliant on the slave labor. However, as territorial expansion slowed, the influx of slaves, which was a key part of their economic engine, dwindled. Inflation soared. The value of Roman currency plummeted, and the empire was riddled with insurmountable debts. Then there were the military problems. The Roman legions, once the pride of the empire, faced numerous challenges. The borders of the empire had become too vast to manage and defend effectively. Moreover, they increasingly relied on foreign mercenaries who had little to no loyalty to Rome. These mercenaries were prone to turn against the Romans, further weakening the military might of the empire. But it wasn't just external issues that led to the fall of Rome. Internal strife played a significant role too. The empire was rife with political corruption and instability. The seat of the emperor was anything but secure, with leaders frequently overthrown, often violently. This constant power struggle created an environment of fear and uncertainty, eroding the faith of the people in their leaders. And of course, there was the pressure from the barbarian invasion. As the Huns pushed the Germanic tribes into Roman territory, the empire found itself unable to repel these incursions, leading to the infamous sack of Rome in AD 410. In the end, the Roman Empire, which had stood for over a millennium, succumbed to these myriad challenges. Its fall marked the end of an era and the beginning of the Middle Ages, and so the mighty Roman Empire fell, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape the world today. The Roman Empire was more than just its size and power. It was a civilization full of fascinating facts, with incredible engineering feats. The Romans were master builders, creating a network of roads that extended over 50,000 miles. That's equivalent to circling the Earth twice. And let's not forget their aqueducts. Marvels of engineering that transported water from miles away directly into the cities. They also invented concrete, a material still central to construction today. But their contributions didn't stop at engineering. The Romans were also culturally rich with a love for public entertainment. They built the Colosseum, a massive amphitheater that could hold up to 50,000 spectators. Here, they hosted everything from gladiatorial games to naval battles. Actual naval battles on water-filled arenas. The Romans also had a profound influence on the modern world. They developed a legal system that serves as the basis for many of today's laws. The concept of innocent until proven guilty, you can thank the Romans for that. Furthermore, the Romans were connoisseurs of fine dining. They loved to feast, and their banquets were legendary. They even had a room called the vomitorium, not for the reason you might think, but rather a passage situated below or behind a tier of seats in an amphitheater or a stadium through which big crowds could exit rapidly at the end of a performance. Lastly, modern languages.
¿Otra vez?
Latin, the language of the Romans, is the precursor to the Romance languages of today. Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian. It's also heavily influenced English, with about 2/3 of our words having Latin roots. The Roman Empire, a civilization that rose, ruled and fell, continues to fascinate us to this day.